Hi everyone, it's V with Bees and Everything. Recently, I found these beautiful Chinese chestnuts in my local park. I was just sitting there on a bench minding my own business when all these chestnuts kept falling around me. I grabbed one to try it, and oh my gosh, I couldn't stop eating them. I have never had them raw before, and I have to say they are so much better than the cooked ones. Very sweet and juicy. Chestnuts are high in tannins, which have many health benefits. They do not last very long in their raw form, so I decided to roast them to preserve them. First, I soaked them in water overnight to help them stay moist during cooking and make peeling them easier. I then scored them at the top with a paring knife so they don't explode during the cooking process. I roasted them at 350 Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes and peeled them while they were still a little warm, which was really easy. They are still beautifully sweet, but unfortunately, when they are cooked, they become a little starchy. So I decided the best use of them would be to make flour. I dried them completely and then ground them in my new grinder here, which by the way works amazingly. This thing grinds the toughest stuff in a matter of seconds. I love it. And here is the chestnut flour, and I have to say this is really nice dry flour. I can see how this would be great for baking. And I'm gonna go wild and make some chestnut pumpkin waffles with spice bush spice. Woohoo! I am using my cast iron waffle iron. I love cooking on cast iron. It cooks beautifully and it doesn't have any toxic coatings. It also can be made non-stick naturally by seasoning it. Seasoning it is simply coating it in oil and heating it up in the oven for 1 hour at 400 degrees. I did 3 rounds of this before the first use and now it is completely non-stick. Let's make these waffles. I have my dry ingredients, which is regular flour, chestnut flour, baking soda and salt, melted butter, all the wet ingredients, my homemade pumpkin puree. Since I'm using pumpkin puree, I'm also adding 2 whipped up egg whites to make it more fluffy. And lastly, my seasoning, which is the dried spice bush berries, all ground up. I am not adding any sugar since the chestnuts are naturally sweet. I mix all the ingredients together and heat up my skillets on medium heat. I pour the batter and then cover it with the other side and cook on low heat for 4 minutes on each side. And here is my giant waffle, and this is how easily it comes out of the iron. I am topping these with a little cinnamon, butter, and maple syrup. I have to say these are delicious and I will be making them again. And that spice bush spice pairs so well with the pumpkin and the chestnut. Including wild foods in my cooking is really easy and super exciting. Enjoy!